Good evening, everyone. We are back here on a Tuesday night fixing to talk some NCAA tournament action, apparently. They asked me to host this. I'm not real sure why. I guess because this is something about dancing and being from Texas, we know how to get it going. So I guess we're going to talk a little foxtrot, maybe even throw in a little Macarena. I don't know exactly what all we're going to talk. Oh, that's the wrong kind of dance. I'm sorry. I need to do some better research, I guess. Oh, the big dance. That's okay. So nonetheless, we'll get into it here in a little bit. But first, let's run through who we got joining us this evening on here. We got our man, Robert of WTP for Life up in the building. Got the little shelf. He built a bracket behind him. He's ready to go. Got his big game coming up tonight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. How's everything in your world, Robert?
Oh, everything's going good, man. I only had 8 students today, man. Shit, I'm living in heaven right now. Only 8 students. Shoot, I'm feeling good.
They all coming back Thursday.
Don't speak that into existence.
Popping on the stream in and out up there in the right-hand corner is our man, One Take Zay. How's it going over there?
Man, it's cold.
What are you out doing? You rolling around out there?
No, I'm at work, man. It's cold as hell out here, man.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing. It's that simple. And I just got done being sick too, But it's cool, We gotta do what we gotta do.
Well, it's good. I'm glad to see you on the stream with us joining tonight. We got our man Level Up Sports 10 down in the bottom left corner of your screen. Moss Bird, what's going on, fella?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. An off day finally. Good to see everybody enjoying you fellas, man. It's been a couple of days, man. I had a power outage that was going on throughout the city. Just getting acquainted with this new job schedule. Just glad to be back on, man. Talking what we talk on sports and just looking to do so much more. Glad to see we have our Spotify going as well as our Patreon. Just seeing and just happy to see all the things that, I can remember being up late nights talking to each one of us at different times. You at work, my uncle when we was off stream one night, FanDuel Zay on the phone. Even Doug when we've just started to talk as much as we talk, and I talked to him the other night at work. So all the things that we talk about, just watching them come to fruition and just watching the growth and the grind that we, put out coming to, man, it's just been a blessing. And I'm glad to be here to do what we do, man. Talk as much as we do.
Yeah, we always enjoy you here. And I think one thing we all learned from that conversation right there with Moss was if you want to talk sports and podcasting, go to where Moss works. Because apparently that's where it happens.
Yes, sir.
And then we got our man down here, Doug, who before we hit the live and went here, he was complaining about how cold it was in Texas, and I'm about ready to fly down there and beat him. Because it's cold. It's about 50 degrees. I said, come on.
It was chilly this morning, man. It was about 50 degrees, yeah, but it warmed up to about 75.
Should have been
clear skies, a little windy. I'm getting a little ashy. I'm gonna need some lotion again. Get a little ashy again.
Yeah.
We do it.
Deodorant. Well, you get into that one stick of deodorant a day coming up.
Oh yeah, that clinical, that $12 a stick deodorant coming up, man.
Right.
But I'm good. I'm doing good, man. Good to see y'all.
I'm glad to hear it. Hope your daughter's doing well with her softball team. So, without further ado, we'll jump into it. We got one game going on right now. UMBC, who knocked off number 1 seed Virginia a couple of years ago, taking on Howard. Last I saw, we were at the half, and Howard had an 8-point lead. Don't know if that's still where we're at. Let me get a quick update on that.
They're still leading.
If they're still leading, you have a score? 54-45. So it's a 9-point game right now with about 15, 16 minutes left in the second half. So I don't know if y'all have any thoughts on that game or not. I know we'll have some thoughts on the next game tonight, but anybody got any thoughts on the UMBC and Howard matchup, and any chance we'll see either one of them give Michigan any kind of run? What
I
do you say?
don't really see them giving them a run. I would say it's good to see a team like Howard not just get into the tournament but get a win and play the way they're playing. Some of these schools I've noticed over the years has been knocking on the door, whether it's been in their conference tournament, being in that position of being the championship and losing the championship. But now you're seeing teams win their championship games in their conference and get into this March Madness tournament, which is a good thing. I love it for Howard. I have a cousin, like a nephew that goes there. He's doing a lot of great things for Howard, young Phil Town. So it's just good to see a lot of those things that you don't know about, stories that to come out and people will start discussing as well. So it's just good for both of those schools as well as Howard to be in this tournament and get them a good win as well.
Yeah, I don't know much about either one of these teams and their players, but I picked Howard to win this game simply because I had a buddy who went there and got his master's degree from there. So I said, hey, I got some kind of connection. One of my childhood friends got his master's from there, so I'm going with Howard.
All right.
Yeah, I really don't pick play-in games. That's a little below my pay grade. You know.
I agree.
So
I agree.
you know, I just know whoever wins is gonna lose. They're gonna get thumped.
Yep.
I enjoy some of the lower schools like this. I'm a mascot guy. I like seeing some of the crazy mascots that these small schools have, the retrievers and the bison and stuff. So, you know, just one of those things. I threw it out there since it was up there. But the big game I think everybody is interested in tonight, Texas and North Carolina State. Now, these teams played earlier in the season in the Maui Invitational. And Texas beat them 107-90 or 102-97. We'll let you and Rob go last, Doug, since that's y'all's team down there, not North Carolina State. We'll let y'all go last. Zay, you got what are you thinking here?
I'm rolling with Texas, man. Only because of the hometown kid. You feel me? Yeah, I seen NC State. Both of these teams too. Once they win, they're gonna get thumped.
Well, all right, Moss. I think Moss is agreeing with you because I know who the winner of this game, by the way, takes on BYU. So, Moss, I know you pretty much have got whoever wins this losing next week because I think BYU is one of your 19 teams in the bracket, right?
That's my one team in the bracket. That's my one and only college basketball team. Since AJ has came, that's my God, and that's my squad. But I got Texas. Like Zay said, man, hometown Dalen Swain. He's a special kid, special talent. Watching him just every level just continue to get better. And being at Texas, I think you're able to see the skill set that he actually. You know, I've seen a more well-rounded game, NBA style of game, and I think this Texas team go as he goes. They're big up front. Texas is long, but I'm not. I know I'm a BYU fan. Texas is a scary team. We gotta be honest. This is a team that was right there on the bubble to actually have a good seat to be in the tournament, but I think you just gotta watch out for them. I have them winning. But yes, I have them losing to my BYU Cougars in the following game.
All right, we'll let Doug get the first crack at Texas.
Yeah, man. Of course, I got my Longhorns winning tonight. A rematch. I mean, both teams are pretty much the same. They're similar. I think it's going to be another high-scoring game. But like everybody said, I mean, whoever wins this game is not going to win the next game. I don't think so either. I don't think Texas has an answer for AJ. So, no, man, I definitely like the Longhorns. If they could just play a little, somewhat disciplined tonight, maybe not foul the heck out of everybody. I think they got a good chance of getting in. But it'll be a one and done for them after that. So, but it'd be nice.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever Texas has the advantage with the bigs in the paint, they typically win games like this, and I think they're going to take advantage of the fact that they got the advantage with the frontline guys. So I think as long as Texas plays good enough defense to keep NC State from doing whatever they want to do on the perimeter, knocking down threes. If they can guard that position well or that area of the court well, they should do a really good job of winning this game because I think their bigs are going to take full advantage of NC State. And they're a much better team, Texas that is, than they were when they played NC State earlier in the year. But, of course, NC State is a better team as well. But I think Texas has an advantage that they can really take advantage of with the bigs, and I think that's what they'll do tonight and win this game. Even though I think it's going to be a close game, I think Texas pulls it out down the stretch and wins this by at least 5 or more points.
Let's go.
Yeah, I actually have Texas winning this game. Again, I don't predict them on my brackets, but I take Texas in this matchup. As I said, I actually have Texas winning this one and the next one. I have Texas beating BYU. I think Texas has more balance than BYU does is the main reason. And if Pope gets hot, and Mark, I've seen what Mark can do when he gets going. I didn't realize Mark was from Dickinson, Texas, Doug.
Me either.
Yep, Dickinson Gator. So yeah, I'm taking Texas tonight.
No, you said you taking Texas over BYU.
Yep.
I heard him say it, man.
Rewind that. You said Texas over BYU.
Yeah.
Start the show.
I think Texas is a more balanced. I think Texas is a more balanced. I think Swain can go one-on-one with Devanza. I like Texas's size, and if Mark or Pope gets going, Texas can make a deeper run than that. Texas has the firepower.
It's an SEC
thing.
thing.
It has nothing to do with the SEC.
I'm not going to negate the fact of what you're saying. I'm not going to negate Texas and the possibilities of what they could do. AJ Debanza can single-handedly take this BYU team, as you've seen. Size is a big piece, but it's March Madness. What I've seen in a Big 12 tournament is just half. If you've watched the elevation since Richie Saunders' injury, that latter part of the season, Big 12 tournament, everybody's eyes is on AJ Debanza. I think his cards is out, and I think you're about to see an ace of spade in this March Madness tournament. BYU over Texas by 10 in the second round. I'll come back and visit you on that SEC show.
Come ahead. I mean, BYU has struggled mightily against great teams, against good teams. Texas has the size and the personnel to give them much credit, but we'll get into that more. But that's just where I'm at right now. Tomorrow, our next first 4 game. First one, Prairie View A&M and Lehigh. I guess that's how you say it.
Yep.
Lehigh is a team that beat Duke before in the tournament. And, of course, Prairie View A&M is just outside of Houston. They won the SWAC, I believe.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a whole lot on that one. I just threw it in here just in case anybody.
No, man, let's go. I'm going for the SWAC team, man.
Yeah, that's who I'm going for.
Going with PV, man. I mean, well, you know, I
did hear an interview with the Lehigh coach, and I kind of liked his stuff. He got into coaching, and they told him he'd never make it. So while he was an intern, he went and got his doctorate for free at the school, and then now he's coaching Lehigh.
That's pretty amazing.
But the game I'm sure everybody wants to say something about tomorrow night is the Mustangs of Southern Methodist University taking on the Redhawks of Miami of Ohio. And kind of lumping this in with that question is, how big of an advantage is it for Miami to be playing right down the road in Dayton? So give me y'all's thoughts on that one and what you got, and also on the how big of an advantage is it to be playing right there. And doesn't matter whoever wants to pop off first.
I like the Lehigh win. Shout out to CJ McCullough for putting Lehigh on the map with that big Duke win. Alumni Lehigh Mountain Hawks. And, you really didn't look at that team and think about them or know who they was until then. So I think March Madness is that's what I love about March Madness. I'm looking to see what this Prairie View A&M team is about getting into this tournament. Even though it's a playing game, I still look at it as a tournament. But I got Lehigh winning on the strength of CJ McCollum and what he did years ago. I'm going with Lehigh, but I'm taking this road with a home team, Miami, Ohio Redhawks. I think it's big that they close to home. You're going to definitely see a sold-out Dayton arena. And I think this Miami, Ohio Redhawks team is in this tournament, and they might cause some ruckus being at home in Dayton. They go deeper than Nebraska, and I meant that. They win against SMU.
Okay. Anyone?
I don't think it's going to have a factor at all that Miami is close to this being like a home game, because Dayton is just right up the street. It's not far from where Miami of Ohio is located. I don't think that's going to have anything to do with it. I think that the fact that SMU plays in a better conference, better competition, they should be able to win this game against Miami of Ohio. I think they will win it. I think Miami of Ohio will get them a good game, but I think SMU comes out on top in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Robert. First off, Prairie View, both men and women basketball teams are in the tournament for Prairie View, for the HBCU out there outside of Houston. So I'm going for PV. But as far as this SMU, Miami of Ohio, Miami of Ohio has been a great story all year long, man. People have been fighting for them to get in. You've been hearing all these experts talking about how they lose one game, they're not going to make it in and all this and that. So they lost one game and now they're in. And now I'm hearing people talk about how they might win 2 games in the tournament now. I'm like, man, what the heck's going on here? Look, it's a great story. They're playing SMU. SMU, like Robert said, they play out of a real conference. It's a decent conference at least. And they're a good basketball team. They got some athletes on there, man. So it does help that they're playing in Dayton, but this has got to be probably the best team they played all year, I want to say. I mean, if their strength of schedule is that bad. Is there any other team comparable to SMU that they played this year? No? Okay. So they're either going to somehow win this game or they're going to get run off the floor. That's what I think. So, but great story, but I got SMU in this game. Too many good athletes.
Yeah, I think people about to learn who Jerron Pierre is in this game. I don't think too many people in the country know who he is. I think they're going to get ran off the floor. I'm sorry. I wanted them to make it, though. I think they're deserving of being in the tournament, but I just don't think mid-majors got the same type of juice that they once had.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same as Doug, Robert, and everything Zaya there. I've seen this SMU team play, mainly when they obliterated my Aggies. It actually went to overtime, and SMU outscored them like 14-0 in the overtime. It wasn't pretty at all. Miami of Ohio has played absolute nobody, and I get they're throwing the narrative that nobody wanted to schedule them, so they had to play whoever. I don't buy that at all. I think it's going to be pretty bad. I think the only upset thing from Miami of Ohio is going to be the fans when they're traveling back home. I don't think this is going to be close. I think SMU is going to beat them pretty handily. So that'll get us through those. Now, before we really get into some of the questions here, one thing I'm curious on everybody's take here. One freshman. Pick one freshman. There we go. Which freshman means the most for his team to have the ability to make a deep run? So, which freshman can carry his team the deepest?
Let me go before one takes Zay and say Acuff. It's Acuff, man, for Arkansas all day. If they're going to make a run, it's going to have to be because of him. And, man, he is one heck of a tremendous freshman player. He's a heck of a player, period, bro. For him to be a freshman and to be doing what he's doing, AP, I believe, first team, All-American? Come on, bro. He's going to be the one that's going to take Arkansas to where they need to go, and I believe it's him all day. He's the freshman that means the most to their program if they're going to make that run. Now, there's some other ones out there, but I'm picking Acuff.
For sure. Moss? Doug? Zay?
Man, I hate to say it, but it's going to be AJ at BYU. I mean, that guy does pretty much everything for that team. I mean, if BYU is going to make a run, I mean, AJ is going to score 30 points a game, 35 points a game, in my opinion. So, I'm a big Kingston Fleming guy, but he can have a down game and they can still, play good defense and find a way. I don't know what BYU can do without AJ. So I'm going AJ.
Since you went AJ, I'm a Kingston Fleming fan. I love the Acuff. I've really watched that kid. I haven't been his biggest fan as far as in my likes keeping him high. He's the real deal. Allen Iverson comparisons, true, everything, the whole book. The reason I like Fleming's is because I think when people think of Houston going to the national championship, I would say Fleming's. Because if you really think about it, they can win games, with them playing a certain way. But if they want to get to that national championship, to me, that's a deep run for Houston. I think national championship is a deep run. I think Final Four is not a deep run for Houston. They've been there before. They've been to the national championship. I think winning it, Kingston, he has to play as top as it could get, for this Houston team. So that would be my pick. Of course, I'm going to say my guy, AJ DeBenson, with all that's going on with BYU, size, Richie Rich being gone, just so much more. But I'm going to go with Fleming's on this one.
Yeah, all good answers. All good answers. Rob know how I feel about Acuff, man. I think he could really go on a run right here to possibly get into this number one pick conversation for real. I think he's that good. But outside of him, if I had to pick one person to identify that's a freshman, that if he get hot and he play to the top of his ability, that his team could do something, I'm going to have to identify Keaton Wagler from Illinois. 6'6", his game kind of remind me of like a Tyrese Halliburton, just less of a passer, a bit of less of a passer. But when this dude is on, he on, man. And with all the finesse and stretch shooting that they got on that team, I think the floor might be able to be open for him to really get off and improve his stock. He's already a lottery pick, but I think he could possibly enter the top 7, with a nice run right here. So I'm gonna go Keaton Wagler, and I don't think that. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay. Well, pretty much everybody I thought would be picked was. I really shocked nobody picked Peterson out of Kansas, but I think he's been so sporadic that you don't know what you're going to get here or there. And So for me, the easy answer was Acuff. I don't see anybody. He means so much to that team. So that's where I'd probably lean is Acuff. But all of them, great answers. I mean, every one of them you make a case for. You could even make a case for the other freshman at Houston, Sinak.
Oh yeah, I like that kid. Man.
How important he could be with his size and length for rebounding if like we saw the other day where what's his name was off, when the guards were off. Yeah, when Fleming and Sharp were off, somebody like him could step up and make a big difference. So there's another one to keep an eye on there.
You know what I heard? What I heard about Sinak that blew my mind, dude, is I heard that out of high school he had a motor problem, man. Like he wasn't, And then when I watched him play, I was like, I thought he was like, man, this kid hustles. I mean, he's diving for balls, he's crashing the board like a freshman. And I heard it coming out of high school, he had motor issues. Well, he's with Calvin Sampson now, so fix that up.
I mean, if that's a knock on you coming out of high school, if you got a motor issue, that's one coach to go for that you'll either won't have the motor issue or you'll be gone.
Right.
Definitely.
All definitely good answers in my mind there. I already kind of know the answer to this for one of our people on the podcast up there. One take. Which would you prefer going into March? Would you rather have tremendous guard play, or would you rather have the size like a Florida front line?
I'm going with guard play all day, every day of the week, because you're not making it far in March Madness without good guard play. You just can't. You've seen people make it far without bigs and just have elite guard play. There's no vice versa on it.
As the great, I can't think of his name right now. He got to have them puppy set, the guards, man. When he said he got the puppy set, I love it. I think it's guard play. I was a guard. I think, we ran 4-5 guards in high school in our tournament run. We had 5 guards. We went with a small ball lineup. You got to have guards. You're able to stretch the floor. You could do so much. You could get the bigs, of course, in foul trouble, but you can hit shots, man. You could do so much, man, with having them that guard play.
Yeah, it got to be guards, man, because they handle the ball the majority of the time, and they're the ones who get them set up the bigs. But they also can create their own shots. When you got good guard play, man, it really changes the dynamic of the game, especially if you got good guards and you got some bigs who can handle their business scoring the ball as well. But a team only goes as far as those guards are going to take them. And I think good guard play is definitely more important than having the front line size.
Yeah, I've always been a front guy, but in this tournament, guard play, it's always been guard play in most cases. But just to defend the big guys, I mean, look, you got some big guys up front like Michigan and like Florida. I mean, they can open up lanes. You get the ball down there, double team. It just does so much to help the guards as well. And plus, on the defensive side of the ball, rebounding, block shots, things like that. That's all important too. But I think in this tournament, it's always been guard play. So I'm a big, but I'm going guard.
Well, I'm gonna just be devil's advocate, and I'm gonna take the front line, especially if I can get Florida's front line.
Exactly.
Because not very often do you see a 7-footer dribbling up, go between his legs, and pull up for a 3.
It's a different kind of
does that. But that's normally I would go guard play. But just to throw a little love to the big fellas down there slinging it around, what Darius Slay called it on the SEC Network, the boom boom room. So I'll take the front line. I think the front line can be just as impactful. Granted, the guards carry it all the time, but if you've got a good front line, they're going to have to collapse. And if you've got guys that can, that's going to force the defense to come down. You get people in foul trouble, So, like I said, that's just me playing devil's advocate to give the front line a little bit of love. So, looking through it all, who do you think? What region is the hardest to get out of? And we'll start with let's start with Doug down there in the bottom on this one.
Man, I like this Duke region. What region is that anyway?
The East.
In the East, yeah. Now, I like this Duke region, man. You look at Ohio State, TCU. That's, you want to talk about an even match. They're 8-9. They should be even, but dude, that is going to be so serious game right there. St. John's, Northern Iowa. Yeah, watch out for this Northern Iowa team, man. I heard they are the slowest paced offense out there. So this might be, one of those low scoring games, even though they're, I think, 10.5-point dog. But you got Kansas. You know how Kansas has been playing, but they're still blue blood. This Louisville, South Florida. My goodness, dude, these are great games. Michigan State, UCLA, UCF. That's going to be another banger. And you got UConn in the mix too. I'm gonna go with the East in this one right here, man. That'd be the hardest one to get out of, in my opinion.
See, which to me is totally reversed because Duke is the number 1 overall seed. They should technically have the easiest path, and to me, they don't.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the South, man. I think the South has probably the best 5 teams out of any of those regions. You got Florida, you got Iowa, you got Vanderbilt, you got Nebraska, you got Illinois, you got St. Mary's, you got Houston. I think any of those teams can possibly beat a UConn, a UCLA, a Kansas, TCU. So I think that South region might be the toughest one.
I think you named every team in the South region, but I think you skipped one.
I could have said that in there, man, but I wanted to say St. Mary's instead.
I don't blame you.
You know how the game goes, SEC, Sean?
For sure I do. Moss, what are you looking at?
I was looking at, of course, the bracket with, BYU in it. But I kind of like that same bracket. Nebraska, Troy, the possibilities of the upset with Vanderbilt and McNeese. I think the total competition, overall in that bracket. You're looking at a lot of competition within that bracket. I do like that bracket with Duke in it, with that overall. This is probably the hardest bracket that Duke's been in to be a number 1 overall seed in the tournament, just my opinion. But that next bracket, I think, with having all those teams, the Nebraska team that's been tops, you got UConn as well. So many teams in that bracket that could really put a stronghold on what's going on in this March Madness tournament. You just don't know. You could pick at least 2 or 3 teams to get to the Final Four out this bracket, maybe 4.
Yeah, when I break down a March Madness bracket and I'm looking at who got the toughest bracket, you always got to size it up for the 1 seed because the 1 seed earned the right, to play the path that they got. Duke was the number 1 overall seed. And with that being said, when you look at all these brackets and you look at 2, 3, and 4, who are the 2, 3, and 4 seeds in that bracket? And that's going to keep leading me back to the South region. That South region 2, 3, and 4 seed, if you stack them up against every other region, I would much rather have every other region than them three teams to come out of there. Because I'm just looking over here. You got the blue blood bracket that Duke is in. They got all blue bloods in there. It's all blue bloods, but how many of them teams are really good? How many teams do we really fear out of them blue bloods this year? You know, you look at UConn, and we might be like, okay, they might be in a product of the Big East, and we know they're blue blood, and it's UConn. Yeah, we know it's UConn, but are we really scared of UConn this year? You know what I'm saying? And then you go over to Arizona, they got Purdue, who I think is the worst 2 seed out of everybody. You know, so I don't know that South region, man. Just them 2, 3, and 4 seeds. Them just look like a tough draw. And everybody know I'm not a fan of Virginia either. When you get over to that Midwest region, so I wouldn't be fearful of them. And we know Bama just lost one of their best players, their number 2 scorers. So that South region look monster right now on paper, bro.
Real quick, Zay. The crazy thing about that South region too is when you got the Nebraska Troy, the Vanderbilt McNeese. Both of them games could actually have advances with higher digit seeds. We know what McNeese has done. This Troy team, I haven't heard nobody talk about them as much as they have this year and what the possibilities of them doing in this tournament over this Nebraska team. I've been waiting to see that 13-4, and y'all know how I feel about Nebraska. I mean, I like them, I love them, but they might be waiting until next year to get them a tournament win. Just my thoughts. So I think that shows the strength.
Hey, they didn't do Florida. They didn't do Florida no favors because really Iowa and Clemson might be 2 of the better 8, 9 seeds in the bracket as well. You know what I'm saying? And you just lost to Vandy. You just lost to them. So they ain't do them no favors down there, man.
You got ran out the gym.
Yeah. Man.
And don't let Caleb Wilson come back, because if Caleb Wilson come back, North Carolina got the best player in the whole region.
And if he was playing, he would have been my pick for that question that SEC Sean had with freshmen, because I think when Caleb Wilson got hurt, I put everything on chalk talk for North Carolina in this tournament. I don't know if I have enough faith in them without Caleb Wilson. I mean, I love the university. Nothing against the players, but Caleb Wilson is that much to that team. Man.
Sound like he might be back, though.
If he's back for the first game, I'm giving North Carolina the win. If he at least 85%.
Yeah, I don't know about the first. I've heard he could come back. I'm just not sure where he sits right now for their first game. But to be honest, I think they're going to need him in that first game to get by VCU. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are spot. I think it's got to be the South with the amount of talent down in the South. One thing I found crazy about the East, I mean, this is no homerism at all. Don't even take it that way. But, you know, the SEC got 10 teams in, and they didn't put one of them in the East region. There's not one SEC team in that region. They're all crammed into the other. They're all crammed into the other. There's, I think, 4. You got Florida, Vanderbilt, A&M. So you got 3 in that bracket. One of the brackets has 4. And I don't remember which one it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the Midwest.
I think it's the one with BYU in it.
It is. Got Georgia, St. Louis, Tennessee's in there.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, I do want to say this, though. You know, we sitting here talking about the toughest region. I don't think none of these regions are easy. This is some of the most competitive March Madness brackets I've seen in a while. Because, and honestly, I was fighting between that region and the West region, because the West region got the most high-end talent to me. Yeah. Like, when you identify, you got the best team, but when you identify just dudes that can just go get it, I'm scared to be in the bracket with AJ and a Cup, because either one of them can just go on the run. And Parlay Poe, he shouted out Wisconsin. He said that was his sleeper team, and that Wisconsin team ain't no joke.
Yeah, they're good.
That's the thing with it is, it was tough to. I mean, you could have made a case probably for most of the brackets, but I just you got a point there with the West. I mean, the West has got some crazy matchups that could come out of it. And we'll get into some of those here in a few. So just a quick question here. Would you take a 1 seed or the field in this year's tournament to cut down the nets? You get all 4 1 seeds or everybody else. Who you taking?
I'm taking all the 1 seeds, bro. I'm taking all the 1 seeds.
They're too strong.
Winning this sucker.
Yeah, as a gambler, man, I'm gonna have to go with 1 seeds too because, they ain't just 1 seeds for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Moss?
I agree.
Even though,
I want to say the field, but go ahead, Zay.
I was about to say, even though I got a 1 seed going down in the second round.
Man,
That's interesting.
I'm going with the field on that note, Zay.
let's go.
I just gotta be good. You know me, man. I don't know.
Let's go.
I mean, we done seen a lot with college basketball this season. I think every 1 seed has got their takedown at some point. We know with Duke, Zay said the question about when they get in foul trouble. The parity in this year's tournament, I think when it all boils down to it, I think if a team get hot, I don't care who you are, you get hot, you win for good money. And if you keep that train rolling, guess what? March Madness, NIL, everybody gonna be rolling at your door with a red carpet and more. I just think it's that type of year, man. No number 1 seed getting the championship this year. I don't know why. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, as another gambling man with you, Zay, I'm taking the 1 seeds, but I'd probably sling a couple of dollars over towards the field too.
Just to cover it, man.
Just to cover
Yeah.
it.
You gotta have a backup plan.
See, I'm not a gambler, man, so I don't know.
I do think I think it's wide open. I think you could see a 2, 3, 4 seed win this thing. Somebody like an Iowa State could easily win this whole thing. But just kind of, I heard that the other day. Somebody asked that on the radio this morning, and I was like, "That's pretty good. I'd like to get y'all's take on it." So, in round 1, we always see upsets. What is your highest seed to pull a win off in round 1? Zay, you want to jump it?
I could see Kennesaw State beating Gonzaga. Yeah, so 14. I can see a 14 over 3 this year.
We might need to put the disclaimer we use for Moss out for you on that pick.
I mean, what special did you see from Gonzaga this year? They not special this year, and they are mid-major, just like these other teams for real.
I know.
They like the Pepperdine.
You mentioned that one game, Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State's good at track. You know that.
Hey, and you got to be wary about teams like that when it's a year like this, when they're not stacked, because Kennesaw State not going to be scared of them. They going to be like, nah, we done face teams just like y'all this year, and, it's something about playing that schedule that Gonzaga play when they not stacked. You're not playing high-end competition every night, bruh. You could come out there and drop an egg. So, listen. It's March, man. We done seen crazier stuff.
I was what's your thoughts on this one? Huh?
Man, I like what FanDuel said. I mean, one take Zed just said about that Kennesaw State over Gonzaga, because I'm thinking to myself, as a Texas fan, and it might sound like some homerism, but if Texas wins tonight, I think they can I think they can get BYU, and I think they can get Gonzaga too. Will they? Probably not. But they got a good enough team that they can get both of them.
They can get both
of them. But I'm going with VCU 11 seed over North Carolina. I think that VCU is going to beat North Carolina, especially if they don't have Wilson. Is that his name, Wilson? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think they beat them, man. I'm going with VCU 11 seed over that number 6 seed North Carolina.
Yeah, I got two number 11s winning. VCU, I'm with Rob on that one against North Carolina, and I'm gonna take South Florida against Louisville. South Florida can ball, man. They've had a great season this year, so I think they're really dangerous. So I'm gonna say two of them, two 11 seeds, possibly a 10 seed in UCF, but I'm gonna go VCU in South Florida.
I'm with you. I was looking at that game, and not having Michael Brown Jr. for Louisville is going to suck. You know, he's a guard with oozing talent as well. I think we haven't even got to see half of his potential with his injury in the second half of the season. So I'm going to go with you with that win in USF. And then I'm going Troy over Nebraska. Because, of course, I got Miami of Ohio winning that first game, meaning Nebraska got to go down. Sorry, Nebraska. Troy is up on the plate, and Troy wants to eat. They want to stay in March Madness to survive, to get into that 32. So I think this is Troy's year, and they've been knocking on the door for years. If you go look at their history, I think it's time they're due for a win in this March Madness tournament. So why not be over a Big Ten powerhouse in Nebraska with the season they had? So I'm taking the Troy Trojans over Nebraska 13-4.
If that happens, Nebraska might cancel basketball forever. After never having a win, they should be at lock to get a win this year. So I don't know about that. But I mean, anything can happen. It is March, but those poor fans in Nebraska are going to lose their mind if they don't win this game. I actually have a couple of 12 seeds pulling an upset here. And one is the Cowboys from McNeese State.
There you go. There you go.
And the other one, believe it or not, is a team that Aiden Holloway should have played for. High Point. I got High Point beating Wisconsin. So just a couple of the ones I look at right there.
That would be madness.
Well, the 12 seed is about the highest I'll go. Although I will say, keep an eye on that Cal Baptist team playing.
I'm about to say, man, them West Coast schools, man.
They got some kids out there that can shoot it.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that one for sure. So out of your higher seeds, I'm going to say 10 or higher. Give me one team that's ranked 10 or higher, seeded 10 or higher, that you could see potentially make that VCU run to the Final Four, like they did a couple years ago.
SEC, Sean, I don't know that there is one, but I'm gonna have to go with my homer. I'm gonna have to go with my homerism again. Listen, I really do believe if Texas big guy can stay out of foul trouble, bro, they can beat NC State, they can beat BYU, they can beat Gonzaga, and they can beat Purdue. Now, Purdue is going to be tough on them because they got two bigs that will probably get that Texas big in foul trouble. But, man, if Swain can put them on his back on the offensive end of the court and continue to play good, solid defense, and their big can stay out of foul trouble, Texas could be a team that can make it to beat Arizona in the Elite Eight. Now, Arizona will probably thump their skull in, but I think they could be a higher seed that could possibly make it to the Elite Eight. I don't think anybody can make it to the Final Four, though. That's 10 through 16.
Yeah, that's 10 through 16 is going to be tough, but I say Elite Eight. I was looking at VCU, and and I don't know why I've been with the hometown teams. Maybe somewhat of some homerism, but I don't know. I'm an Ohio guy. I like the way our basketball teams have been playing these last few years. But Akron, a team everybody don't really talk about. I think the Akron Zips and VCU, the way they guards play, and they got bigs that do their job. They rebound, they block shots, they get after it. And I think both of these teams have that Madness mindset. They want to get in March Madness and cause some havoc. They want to be that team to put on these performances for the world to see, like, hey, we not just a small school. We here in Division I basketball. We in this tournament for a reason. So I'm gonna go Akron and VCU.
Yeah, all right, Sean. I don't see no 10 or higher. The three highest seeds I see that I got a realistic path to go to the Final Four. I would have to say is UCLA is the highest seed at a 7. I think the bracket is set up pretty solid for them. That if some of the right things happen, that they could get to the Final Four. And Vandy is another team that's was a 5 seed, I believe. I could see if they can win a second round game, I could see them stretching to the Final Four. And BYU, who's a 6 seed, I think they gonna have the best player on the court every game. And anytime you got the best player on the court, you always got a chance.
Talk to me, Zay. Talk to me, Wante. Appreciate it.
Sean, when it comes to 10 to 16, I mean, that's gonna be tough, man. But I'll throw a 10 out there. Santa Clara, possibly. I think they're going to beat Kentucky. I think they want that coach fired anyway, so that might be good for Kentucky fans. So, these West Coast teams, man, you got to watch out for them, man. I mean, they play late. Nobody knows much about them. They beat up on each other. These Cal Riverside, and there's Fullertons and all these teams out there, man. They're pretty evenly matched, I think. And Santa Clara, what they in? Who they play, man, over there?
They out there with Gonzaga.
Yeah, they were Gonzaga, exactly. I was about to say they. Yeah, man. I mean, if a 10 seed is going to do it, I think they have a shot. But other than that, I don't think anybody. I mean, it's going to be a 1 seed probably, but watch out for Santa Clara. They're going to beat Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe anybody's going to do it, but I know, we've had it happen a few times over the past few years. So I wanted to see with the parity we seem to be facing, what we thought. I mean, I think a team like UCF could make a run. I mean, that's a team that took down Texas Tech when they were still healthy. So
then they came down to Houston.
I think there's a chance. I don't know. I don't know about the Final Four. I could see Sweet 16, Elite 8 for sure for a 10 seed or 2 or higher, but I don't think we're going to see what we saw. God, what was it a couple years ago? We had a couple of high seeds in the Final Four. Like, wasn't there a 12 and a 14?
FIU might have been one. It was FIU or
yeah.
FIU and DCU both made it.
Yeah.
They were both like 11 and 13 or something. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's madness. They call it that for a reason, so we don't know. But I agree. I don't think it'll happen, but I was just curious if anybody thought there was a chance we could see something like that again. So, before we hit this one question, I want to throw this one out there. We're up at about 55 minutes right now. Give me 1 or 2 matchups that intrigue you the most in round 1. Just 1 or 2, no more.
And the first one that caught my eye was Ohio State TCU. I don't know why, but the 8-9 matchup. I'm interested in seeing that game. That's going to be a great game. UCLA, UCF. I mean, like you said, UCF. They played pretty good when they beat Texas Tech. That was impressive. When they came down to Houston, I thought that was going to be a banger, man. And Houston took care of them pretty good. So you never know what team's going to show up. So, but the first one that came to mind that really caught my eye was this Ohio State TCU game. That's going to be a good one for me.
I think for me it was Just seeing the UCLA, up close, watching UCF, seeing how Fox and Bo played together. I think that matchup is, I don't know if that's like, we consider that a banger. That type of matchup during the season is called a banger, as well as the Texas Tech and Akron matchup. That's going to be something to see because I spoke highly on Texas Tech, and when I seen this matchup, I said, "Damn!" I shook my head because it's tough for me to go against Texas Tech, but this Akron team, I know, a couple players pops personally, and these kids has come to that Akron team and made a difference, but other players as well. And it's just a different thing here in Ohio. They come into play in March Madness, and this could be that team, kind of like Ike Jefferson and Hampton, and getting the upset against Iowa State years ago. So don't think it can't happen. I think it will happen. So I'm taking the Zips, but I think that's a great matchup as well.
Yeah, when it comes to first round, man, I love all 8, 9, and 7, 10 matchups. I don't think you can ever really go wrong with those matchups because them are the most comparable teams in the bracket usually. But I'm hoping Texas win because I want to see Swain versus the Banska. I want to see it. Hey, I'm rooting for the hometown guy. I hope he ball out and improve his late first round mock right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping Texas really get this win because I want to see Swain and the Banska.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like that one too. I want to see if Santa Clara can get the upset over Kentucky. I think Kentucky is one of those teams that you've seen them at the beginning of the season not look good. Mid-season, they looked like they were getting it together, and then you started to see them fall off towards the end of the season. I think Santa Clara is one of those teams. Like one take Zay said, them 7 and 10 matchups are always intriguing when we come to this NCAA tournament. I want to see if Santa Clara can get the upset over Kentucky. And another 7-10 matchup is St. Mary's and Texas A&M. Texas A&M is one of those teams that if they can knock down their shots and they don't get and play against some teams that got, and Santa Clara got some bigs, they could make a run in this thing too, man. I think Texas A&M could be a scary team as long as they don't got to face a combination of bigs. That's where they usually get in trouble at. But those two matchups are the two that's intriguing me the most.
I like. I'm kind of curious about this Missouri, Miami, Florida game. Mitchell from Missouri is a monster. That dude is crazy. The other game I had my eye on was an 8-9 matchup. I want to see what this St. Louis team is really all about going up against Georgia. Georgia led the nation in like dunks this year. They dunked on everybody. They got was it Dominique Wilkins' son out there?
Yeah.
They got Blue Kane, weirdest name. Kid can shoot. If he's on, he can do some stuff. So they got some kids out there in Georgia that can go, and they like to get up and down the floor. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Those are really some of the two I'm watching. I mean, y'all mentioned the other ones. There's numerous other ones I'm interested in, but y'all mentioned all them, so we won't spend a lot of time. But the story of the week by far has got to be this Aiden Holloway story coming out of Alabama. And for those that I don't know, haven't just come out of a coma or something, he was caught with 2.1 pounds of marijuana. Now, according to the report I read today, had it been 2.2, it would have reached the threshold of going up in charges. So he was under that allegedly. But again, all this is whatever's going on He is out. They're trying to figure out if he's going to be able to play. Though I don't think he should play. That's just my opinion. Well, what are your thoughts on this, and how does this affect the way you see Alabama moving forward?
Money make the world go round. It's something, man. It's a tough thing to look at when you got everything that goes on to that as an athlete. When I played sports in high school, I'm here. I will admit, my sophomore year, through halfway through my sophomore year, I chose to smoke. My coach didn't know I chose to do it during the season, but I would not do nothing like this. I'm not him in this situation. It's so many things that could go on and come about it. I don't want to say the wrong thing. He's a young kid. You can imagine what things go through their mind to do with this type of money that they have in this day and age. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, Stephen, they say the weed. We always get in trouble about the weed. It's ridiculous, bro. I just don't understand. The Ohio limit, just for viewers out there, is 2.5 ounces.
Right.
Sean saying he had 2 pounds on him. That ain't just no smoke sack, man. What are you doing?
No, exactly. That ain't no dub sack.
Yeah, you ain't about to just smoke out the family, bro. I don't know what you're doing. So I have no sympathy, and we can keep calling these younger adults kids, but at some point, man, people got to be held accountable. 2 pounds of weed, man. Come on, you about to make a run. You the second leading scorer on an SEC team. Do you want to go to the NBA? I will never understand it. Sorry, but I ain't sorry. I will never understand it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Jake. I mean, it wasn't like a freaking dime bag or something, some personal. What's this kid doing with 2 pounds, bro? Like, that just don't make any sense to me.
According to the story, and through his attorney, it was his for his personal use.
Come on, man.
That's not a smoke sack,
bro.
Come on, Sean.
Nobody even smoked the same stuff that much.
I'm not saying he didn't. It wasn't. I'm telling you what the facts are in the paper were from his attorney.
And we understand that. And I done grew up in the trenches. That ain't a smoke sack, right, bro.
I agree. Trust me. I agree. Especially since some was in a vacuum cleaner, some was in a drawer, some was over. I can read you the whole list. He had it stashed in about 15 different places.
Nickel bag hollow. That's what they call it.
And tons of cash.
Probably all different types of strains, and everything, man.
Probably.
You know what I do, Zay? I
was about to get to you, Moss. I was about to tell us, is that a smoke sack, brother?
If I got 10 bands in my pocket, I'm not even walking around with that much. I'm not even gonna have that much in my house, bro. That's you. It's just the consequences to what you do. You gotta, like you said, you gotta make better judgment. It's crazy. Even when I was in high school, I was scared to have more than $25 worth in my bag. I didn't even go to I wouldn't even go to school with it. Like it's just limitations to what you do. You gotta use your head when the world is what it is, and all eyes are on you. Period. When you get in the bag of money, don't just think it's funny, honey. They're gonna be on you. Period.
Man, the thing that gets me, man, is we've seen so many similar cases like this throughout sports history. Just in general, period. It don't even got to be an athlete. Too many cases have taken place. Too much experience out there for you to read about people who have done boneheaded stuff like this and messed their careers up. Yeah. Other people have bumped their heads so you don't have to. and this guy goes and does what he does now, chances of him playing in this tournament is slim and none. The NBA, if he is a prospect, is probably thinking to themselves, if this dude is this boneheaded to blow an opportunity to play in the best basketball league in the world, being the NBA, then this guy don't deserve to even be on any of our rosters because this dude's a bonehead. You just can't make those kind of mistakes, man. You're a young man. I'm quite sure you're getting enough NIL money. You're the second leading scorer on your team. I'm quite sure you're getting enough money to do the things that you need to do, that you don't have to have 2+ pounds of marijuana on you. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Anybody out there watching or reading that story, understand this. Don't do boneheaded stuff like that. It reminds me of when Romance Taylor was going to be back at Texas, Colt McCoy's redshirt freshman year. After we won the national title, we needed that guy. We needed him so badly for that team. And he couldn't play because he did something boneheaded just like that. And he'll tell you to this day that he wish he never done that because he missed out on an opportunity to make it to the NFL because of that. And he would have definitely been an NFL player, either at a punt return, kick return, wide receiver, something. He would have been in the NFL because he was that good of a football player.
Well, on a bright note, at least he didn't pull a Greg Robinson. Nobody know what that is? Greg Robinson was caught with 157 pounds a week.
Oh, he was cartel though. You know, that's cartel. Yeah. That's cartel numbers right there. Exactly. He was getting to the bag for real. Hey, listen.
Right.
I'm one of these guys, man. Get it how you live if you're gonna live like that, but do it for real if you're gonna do it. You know, that's doing it for real.
Yeah.
Don't get caught and get in trouble over nothing a little petty. 2 pounds of weed, that's petty, bro.
Yeah, not in Alabama. So they want to try. The lawyer, of course, is trying to get him back in school and all this stuff, but Alabama's on spring break, so they're not even going to make a decision on that till at least next week. So I don't see any way possible the kid plays in this weekend's games. Now, little side note, we know Bama has had a history of people with trouble playing football, basketball still, but that's a whole different subject. So I don't know. We'll have to watch where this goes. I don't possibly see him coming back onto the team, and I honestly think it can affect Alabama a lot. That's their second leading scorer. I mean, I may have to go re-edit my bracket a little bit now. Just kind of seeing what's going on. What's that, Moss?
I just said the Saban effect is real, man. It's like so much going on in Alabama that you don't really hear about in the general with stuff like this. The situation with the players, you know, before on the football side, like this is something to think about. You know, when you get a position like Alabama, you taking on some a big job, you know, major job. So yeah, I definitely got to check my bracket out after this one, especially if he's not playing this weekend. They might not make it out.
Well, you know, everything gets magnified once you get to this time of the year. Everything gets magnified. Everybody and everything is under the microscope because this is the crowning event of college basketball. So you know they looking at it. They ain't necessarily looking for no trouble or somebody doing something wrong. They just following the people who they think is going to be a good story for the freaking tournament. And you're the second leading scorer on your team. You think you're not going to be up under the microscope. You think they're not going to want to see what's going on with the second leading scorer of Alabama. And they find out that you're doing dirt. Or you might be doing some dirt. That just makes no sense to me, man. And it's going to affect them. I got them winning. I had them winning 2 games in my bracket before I seen this story. I didn't change my bracket up. I got them beating Hofstra, and then I got them beating Akron in the next game. Hopefully they can win them too, because I had them losing to Michigan at that point. Hopefully I can still get those 2 wins out of them, but it's looking kind of shaky right about now.
You know when
Man,
they put
Bama is such an explosive offensive team. I thought they could have made a push to the Final Four, man.
Yeah.
He just jacked that all up.
I agree.
Yeah. And you know they playing against a Hofstra team that got a hot guard, Speedy Claxton. They put them on CBS Sports. You know they make a run.
We don't know. We'll have to monitor. I think they can get out of the first weekend without him, and then it'll be a matter of monitoring. The problem is your bracket will be locked at that point, so you're going to have to make a decision on what are they going to do. So, but I agree, Zay. With him, I think that you could have seen them make a run to the Final Four, but without him, I think Elite Eight's probably their cap, maybe the Sweet 16. Did y'all hear, and I didn't put this in here because it came up today when I was on the way home, so I want to touch on it real quick. Did you hear any of the complaining coming out that I've heard from the Miami area about the travel to where they got to go to play? How they're having to go to St. Louis, Missouri to play Missouri.
Who Missouri got?
Miami in St. Louis. And then the winner of that, let's say Missouri wins, and they get Purdue in St. Louis.
Oh, that's okay.
That's what I said. I said, what does it matter, really? I mean,
Yeah, I know. You're there.
I do like the fact that A&M's first round. The one thing that gives me a little confidence with our game is it is in Oklahoma City, so I know there's going to be a ton of A&M fans there.
Mm-hmm.
So. Other than that, is there anything else y'all want to throw out? Anything else you want to bring up or whatever? I know we're about 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away from tip off, so I know we want to get these 2 Longhorn boys out of here.
Let me say something. Y'all better be real careful with my Buckeyes, man, because the way they lined us up, we look like we could make a push to the Elite Eight this year. We're a bad matchup for Duke, and I'm saying it right here, right now.
You need to beat TCU first.
Hey, relax.
Let's go. That's gonna be a good one, man. I'll take the play, man.
I'm gonna make 2 brackets on my ESPN tonight, and I'm picking your Buckeyes to beat the Dukies in one of them.
Hey, no. Hey, Rob, I'm gonna give you your money when I see you, but I refunded everybody their money, so I'm gonna just send you the CBS. I sent everybody else because we ain't have enough people join. Sean, he still wanted to win that $30-$40. Man, come on, man. That's candy money. We just gonna refund. Everybody gonna play for free. All right.
The one on I'm doing the one on ESPN. I'm gonna send it to chat and the fantasy one.
Remember, I was going on vacations. I was going to use that $30 and swing by and meet up with Aiden Holloway.
Tomorrow I'll probably do some of the.
Is that too soon? Is that too soon? I'm sorry.
No.
Oh my God.
The women's tournament tip off tomorrow, I believe. So I'm gonna give a little glimpse into some of that talk tomorrow for Women's Wednesday. Still continuing out this month, respecting the ladies of the world who give us birth and give us, ability to do what we do today, talk and whatsoever. Definitely looking to get that with everything going on with the softball with Doug Jones' daughter. They got a lot going on with their tournaments. We still have that conversation coming and looking to add a couple more conversations and have some City League coaches that I'm in talks with that'll be coming on for conversations as well. Other than that, man, just continuing to do what we do, spreading the word about our Spotify, Patreon, as well as our website as much as possible as I can. And if you guys can send me some low glimpse or whatever you got, even videos of yourself, I'm trying to put us a monster edit together to get that out there as well also. Yeah,
I'll shoot you some little short videos I got from NASCAR stuff that I've got saved up for me. What time are you planning on doing that tomorrow, Moss?
Probably the usual time, 7:45.
I just wanted to make sure I'm probably going to jump on about 6-ish, 6:30. I need to go ahead and throw my preview in for this weekend's racing because we get cranked up Friday this weekend. We're racing on an egg.
Gotcha.
Tune in to find out what that means later.
All right. If it's a better time,
it's going to be an excellent weekend. So, yeah, we're going to tune in for that. We got some breaking news coming out of the NASCAR world. By the way, the Columbus Blue Jackets are up 4-1 right now, pushing for the playoffs still. We do have our first final in the Final Four. Howard took down UMBC 86-83.
Howard won that too.
Way to go, Howard.
Yes.
Yep. So we have our first final of the college basketball world cranking up. It still says 9:15 for y'all's Texas thing. So anything else?
Not for me.
All right, Robert, you want to plug our glorious, wonderful website. And before you do, can I are you able to put the links to the Patreon and stuff up there on that website?
Yeah, send them to me. Yeah.
I will. I'll send them over to you.
Yep, I can do that. Those of you who are tuning in, make sure that you go to our website, WTPSportsDudes.com. Check out what we got in our blogs and in our news section. Also, go check out all of our bios so you can learn a little bit more about us and why we do this to bring good sports content to you week in, week out. And also go and check out some of the questions we got on there. We would love to hear your answers. And you can send those answers to WTPSportsDudes@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you and get your take on some of the questions that we have on our website. That website, again, is WTPSportsDudes.com.
Good sound. Yeah, it's definitely a place y'all can learn to get to know all of us. We need to get a little bio written up for Doug too. It'll just have to be a short one. We don't need to worry about him too much. But yeah, for sure. Go check that out. And as you've heard us mention, Moss, I know, is pushing it a little bit where he is. But we do have our Patreon account for WTP Sports Dudes. You can search that under Patreon. You can be a free member. You can be a paid member. Paid member is obviously going to have more perks. There's going to be more things coming down the line as we get it grown a little bit. Giveaways, things like that we're going to work on. Everything there. If you're driving around, you want to listen because you can't tune in and watch it. We do have everything that's on Patreon as a video is also linked to Spotify under a podcast. All you got to do is go to your podcast on Spotify and hit WTP Sports Dudes, all one 2026, and it'll pop up. And all the episodes from this will be uploaded later on this evening. Yeah, it'll hit Spotify late tonight, tomorrow morning, one of the two, but it'll be on there. So if you missed it and you want to just listen in, see what we talked about with the brackets, there you go. Other than that, I know we got Moss coming up tomorrow. I know we'll have something Thursday. I'm going to jump on tomorrow if anybody wants to join in with some NASCAR stuff tomorrow, previewing it. Other than that, I don't know what else we got going. We definitely be on Saturday and Sunday for sure. So,
I was about to say real quick, NCAA member, I told you I was going to sneak in, get some live NCAA March Madness, live thoughts and talks. I might be bringing that to us this Thursday afternoon on these first couple games, just some live talks and thoughts. I'm not sure. Just, stay tuned for stuff like that. I think that's something that we've all been talking about and we're looking forward to. A couple streams ago, my live stream last week, I dabbled into it during the BYU game at the end. So if you didn't get a chance, go check it out. Just the last few minutes of my stream, I dabbled into it. So definitely looking to do that for this tournament.
Yeah, I was hoping Rob was going to go to Dayton tonight so we could get some live action video from out there, but didn't work out. That's
you got to sit at home for this one.
I'm not even going to watch the game, man. I'm not even going to watch. I'm just going to try to catch the score in the morning.
What? No kids tomorrow? You ain't gonna stay up and watch?
Man, listen,
You better put your notifications. You better turn those notifications
If
off.
I watch
tonight.
that game, I'm gonna be on edge, and I do not want to be on edge.
You're gonna be worse sitting in bed wondering what's happening.
I won't be. I won't be.
Different. I can't do it. I can't do it when A&M's playing and I say I'm gonna go lay down. I'm constantly rolling over, looking every 5 minutes. Can't do it. All right. Well, if ain't nobody got nothing else, then we'll go ahead and shut her down and get ready for that game, and then whatever else we got going on this week. So, everybody, be safe. Have a good evening, and I guess we'll catch up next week. Peace.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Good night, fellas.
Stay off the weed.
Tell them